G'day viewers, welcome to another super helpful, super cool repair video from the Goat Shed, located in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. Now here we are continuing with our series of one-on-one training with our apprentice Kyle here, and today we want to illustrate to you how to remove the bottom panel or the motorboard. Most people tend to call it the motorboard, but I know the factory called it the bottom panel. So today is Friday, August 23rd. It's 14 degrees Celsius outside, a little brisk this morning, and that equates to 57.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to take this motorboard out because this machine's getting a whole new cabinet, and we're going to stain the motorboard, so we'll be pulling everything apart. So we'll be doing a few other videos on this motorboard, or at least one anyway. So let's show you how to remove the motorboard. Now, a lot of people are intimidated by this, but it's nothing to worry too much about. It's a reasonably simple task. Now, the head's already been removed off this game. So what the first job to do was to remove the two Jones plugs out of here, one there and one there. We've done that. Now we have three screws, one here, and one just under there that's got to be removed. So let's get going, Kyle. Start taking those screws out. Now there's a spring washer and a flat washer on each of those screws. Once he's done that, the next job to do will be to remove the plug out of there. That's the plug. And then we've got a few screws to undo over here on the tilt panel. Now, some of the older games had the fuses on that tilt panel, but this one's got its fuses on the motorboard. And always remember, people, when you're dealing with the fuses, always take them out and check they're correct. If you're unsure what they are, there they are, they're labelled there, which isn't too hard to see. So he's ready to take that out now, that plug, he's got that out. Alright, now what he's going to do now, I'll have to get out of his road, he's going to undo those two white clips, and he's then going to start removing the wires. He'll just undo the wires off the flippers, and I'll go around the other side and show you what else he's going to do. So that's it. That panel can stay on in the machine. The older games, like we're working on Bowling Queen at the moment, you've got to take that out. No coin mechs in this game. We've mentioned before, so most machines we see in Australia haven't got coin mechs. The other thing we always do here is we always take those flipper buttons out, and I can feel that they're a bit sticky. They get full of grime and gunk and sweat off people's hands, and they're filthy. Alright, he's doing the other one there now. So he's got the cables out of there. Now he's just undoing the ball roll tilt. Now some later games have three wires, mostly games from 76 onwards, and you've got to be certain you put the wires back where they came from, particularly the middle one. Righto, he's just pulling those wires through. That's all done. Okay, what he'll do, you can just pull this through now. Look at that, the tilt things, it's all bent. Anyway, I probably won't hook that up for home use. Right, okay, now what he's got to do now is got to take the wires out of the chimes.
Also have to remove this.
No, you don't have to remove that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the screw, sorry, oh yeah, the screw. There's a screw on the tilt for the wire, that's it, bend that down, that's it, yeah. That's your tilt, yeah, sorry, I thought that was already disconnected. So you'll just do that. Now let's have a little look at what else he's got to do. Alright, the next job is he'll take off the other side flipper connection. When you put those back together, it doesn't matter which side they go on. Now the next job he's got to do, there's the on and off switch, and what he'll have to do is take those 4 screws out there. And there's no cover on this one. Now, I think people are 3D printing those, or you can buy them, but someone has gone to the trouble to put insulation over, so he's just undoing the ground on there, and he'll remove those 4 screws. There's the chime unit, that'll come out. Looks like there's something horribly been, I don't know what that is, God. Anyway, the whole chime unit will take that out anyway, because guess what? When he gets his hand out the road there, I'll show you something. Those 3 screws, they are for the gong. Where is the gong? Now, I think we have it here somewhere. Let's have a look. Look, there it is. So it looks like the coil was burnt out, you know. Oh, there's the coil. It was burnt out. So we're going to have to replace that and put a new rubber grommet. Oh no, the rubber grommet doesn't look too bad. We're just going to put a new coil in, and we're going to have to put in the plunger, the bell plunger. That'll clean up. We'll clean that all up and polish the outside of it, and that should look nice. And that's where the 3 screws go. So that'll be good. We'll do that, and then we've got, can we get in there easily? We've got the knocker, same type of thing. The plunger and coil are missing out of the knocker, so we'll have to replace that as well. The rubber grommet's there. Now the other job we'll be doing in a moment, he'll be removing the wires off here, off the chimes. So you've got a common, and then you've got the power wires for each chime, and we'll have to remove the chime mech, and we'll probably put a chime kit in this, I'd say. What's this game? 73. And we'll buff all those chime bars up as we always do, and that'll look really nice. So let's just carry on with this. We're almost ready to extract the motorboard once we get all that apart. Just a bit of advice here. When you take these off, be careful, because it's very easy to pull the lug out of the coil. So hold it with pliers and then remove it like that. That one came off fairly easy. That way you won't pull that out. Okay. Alright, and in this case what we're going to do, you don't normally have to do this, we're going to undo those 3 screws there and take the chime unit out at this point in time. Here's the chime unit out of the machine. It looks like all the plungers are operating and gone up. Yep. And they'll all come down. Yep. So we'll service that anyway. Alright, removal of the motorboard is now possible. So let's just have a quick look what we've done. So there's the area where we've just been working. You've got your 3 screws there for the chimes, you've got your 3 screws there for the gong, and you've got your a screw here, and there's another one in here, one in there and one there for the knocker. So we'll take that out later. And as I mentioned, this game's getting a new cabinet, so that'll all be having to go in. And one thing I know on the new cabinet, those probably holes there for the gong won't be there, and we'll have to make them, but that's okay. Alright, we're at a point now where we can remove the motorboard. Now, you can do this on your own, but what we'll do, we'll ask Graham to come in and help, and we'll show you how to lift the motorboard out. But just before we do that, here's the front door. Now, it's pretty rusty. What we're going to do with that, we're going to show Kyle how to take that off, because it's pretty simple to take off, and then he can pull it all apart, and we'll get him to give it a vinegar bath and an auto sol, and we'll see how it comes up. because you can, of course, hammer tone them, but hammer tone does tend to look not as nice as chrome, and it's not damaged or pitted too much, so I think this might come up all right. That'll be a 24-hour soak in white vinegar. You put it in for a couple of hours, take it out, scrub it down with a brush, just a nylon brush, hose it off, put it back in. You repeat that procedure 2 or 3 times over that 24 hours, and then you take it out and auto-sol it and put it all back together. All right. Oh, and look at the colour of the machine. Isn't it terrible? Someone's put house paint on it, and there's a bit of the front of it on the floor.
No, it's actually like a Laminex.
Oh, it's Laminex, is it? No, it's very oh dear, look at that. Alrighty.
Actually, the cabinet probably could have been saved if they didn't put that on it.
Yeah, shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this motorboard will come out now. All they're going to do is lift it up. Oh, look at that. Graham's going to do it on his own almost. See? Told you could.
It's no worries.
We got that out. What do you think of that, Kyle? Look at that.
Yeah, awesome.
There's a bottom of the machine. This is where we look for all the parts. There's a big nut up the back there. There's a couple of nuts. I'd say the leg tees had it and someone's put nuts in there. There's a smaller nut there.
Well, we'll put the new leg tees in the new cabinet anyway.
Yeah, the new cabinet will get leg tees. There's the stamp from the factory. This is Australia.
Yeah, so we're going to take all this hardware off.
Yeah, all this hardware will have to come off and go in the new cabinet.
Yeah, so we just take it off and put the side out the way.
Okay, and what are you doing at the moment, Graham? What's going on in your life out here?
Finishing up painting the front of this cabinet here.
Oh, let's have a look.
You want to have a quick look?
Yeah, we do. Whoops. Oh, okay.
Just on the dust coat of the red. I'm just going to let it dry for another 5
So he
minutes.
drew his own stencil for this whole game, and he's just done that yesterday, and he painted the blue. Now he's just dust coated the red.
Yeah.
Dust coating meant the first coat, the very light coat.
People that know this machine will say, well, those stars are not correct because they're a little bit smaller.
Right.
But I didn't have another one to copy off, so I only had a picture off the internet, and I wasn't happy with the results, so I just copied some off the head.
Yes.
And expanded them a little bit,
Okay. All right.
and it's going to look okay.
All right. Okay. Good. So that's lightning ball, people.
Once we do this red, we'll put it aside. We'll take it all apart, put it aside, and on Monday I think we're going to start clear coating if the weather's good.
And what paint have you been using to do this?
Just deluxe.
Dulux?
Yes. This is the normal colours that we'd use for the Gottliebs.
Dulux Duramax.
Yeah, and the reds are the gloss.
We've got a selection of paints up there, viewers, as you can
gloss
see.
hot lips. They're the colours got.
Those are hot lips.
Yeah, hot lips.
Wasn't she a famous character in
I know.
television?
Yes, in MASH.
I think Spanky went out with her.
Back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the main colours that we use for the Gottliebs, because as you know, a lot of the Gottliebs are white base with the red and the blue, and they're the main colours.
Alright, so Dulux is a prominent paint available here in Australia.
Yeah.
I know in the USA there's some Rust-Oleum up there. We've used that in the past as well.
Yeah, Rust-Oleum's a good brand.
But we simply keep away from the
cheap ones like White Knight.
White Knight, which is, a locally, well, I don't know if it's locally manufactured, but
It is good for some jobs.
it's sold by a chain store here. It's not real good.
Not good for pinball machines.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, what do we got? Kyle's out there still working on his game. We hope that how to remove a motorboard was useful to you. Please consider subscribing to our channel, and maybe we just could show you how to take that door off first, eh? Yeah, I think we will. Who wants to see it?
Yeah, a lot of people are scared of taking doors
People
off.
don't know how to do it. Okay, all right. We're going to get Kyle to demonstrate it to you, even though he hasn't got a clue. Well, he's not stupid. What do you reckon, Graham?
Yeah, a little bit, but
a
not
little
too
bit.
bad.
Jury's out.
You've got to be a bit stupid to work here.
Yeah. Okay.
It helps to work if you haven't not got it all there.
All right. Okay. So hang on. We'll show you. Okay. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to disconnect these two wires here. So we're simply going to take those screws out, and that'll come off because that's part of the wiring harness. We're going to take that off. Then we're going to start removing these screws. There's 6 of them, I think, all down the edge of the door. Just taking note, there's elongations in this bracket, so they've got washers on them, and then there's just straight screw holes through there. Take that white clip off, that'll all come off. So let's start undoing those, Kyle, and away you go. and that'll get his door off for him. Once he's done that, the door just comes off, and then you've just got to dismantle it.
I think we'll take the...
Right, so he's got all the screws out now. That door should just slide straight off. Like that. Looky that. So there's a better view of it. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I think we'll clean that with a bit of vinegar. Now, I think, viewers, what we'll do as well, while we've got you here, we'll show you how to pull the door apart down to the skin, just in case no one's ever seen that. I guess sometimes we take things for granted. We haven't done this for a while ourselves, but it's fairly straightforward. So I'm sure people would be interested in this. I hope they are. So let's take you on a little journey. Also just taking the coin entrance plate off there by removing one screw on this side. It's pretty rusted. Now you can buy those. We might try and have a look at that. There's one over here on the other side. See the two wires coming out of the hole there? They're the ones we removed from the very first before we started taking the door off. Obviously, to change the light globes behind here, you've got to take this off. All sorts of surprises behind here, all dirt and filth. He's nearly got that out. And here it comes. Alright, someone's taped up the coin plates. You just put those screws back in, which isn't a bad idea, that way you don't lose them. Pretty rusty too. Should clean up. Let's have a little look at this. Oh, this is interesting too. This one's got the Mondial sign on it, Mondial stamp on it for export. I'm sure people have seen that before, but yeah, I think that'll clean up okay as well. So that's great, we've got that off. Alright, let's go show you how to pull this front door apart now, hey? Okay, so here's the front door laying upside down on the bench. And the way to approach this now, there's a few things you can do, but we have a C-clip here on the coin return button, one on each side. So the first thing we'll do in a moment, we'll take each of those off, and then there's a plug, because there's no third coin chute in this. We'll take that off. Alright, and then we'll start taking screws out. So we're going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, and this whole bit will lift off. Then we can take this plate off here. There's 4 screws there, and then we'll take off the, we've got to take off the switches off the front. We'll loosen those screws, and away we go. So take those clips off, Kyle, and that's it. Righto, you got something here. Put your parts in here. There you go. Alright, you got that washer. Now what you do, you can just, they'll just fall out. Alright, got a couple of rusty, they'll go in the vinegar. Now, probably the best thing to do now is to loosen these 2 screws here on the switches. So that's the replay button and the slam switch. The top switch here is the slam switch, and the one underneath is the replay button. Okay, because they're part of the wiring loom. Alright, you can just leave that there. You can undo the clip out of that replay button if you wish. Very good. Okay. Alright, now what you'll do is undo those screws. So there's 8 of those screws. Let's let you do that in peace. Okay, so he's removed all those 8 screws. Now simply he's going to lift that whole mech out of the game, like that. Now the next thing we'll do, as we recommend you do, take a bit of electrical tape and tape around the replay and the slam switches, so you don't lose any, the stack doesn't fall apart. So you've done that, that's good. That, viewers, that just prevents your stack from falling apart and giving you any headaches. Now all he's got to do is undo these 4 screws and this plate comes off. This plate's got the coin return chute on the other side. It was pretty rusty from memory. Too easy. Okay, that just lifts off. That's it. Now you look at this, and this unit here just pops out like that, and then you've got your coin return chute here. Okay, got my little fingers in there, and we'll lift that up and out. That'll probably clean up all right too. Now people, what we now have is a door skin. There you go, there's your parts. And there's only one more thing to do. We'll pop that up there. Replay button will come out. There it is there. Okay, now this on the back, this doesn't look too bad. So I think this will clean up pretty good in the white vinegar. Now yes, I know. People say we use Rust-Oleum. Well, great, but Rust-Oleum is expensive. White vinegar can reuse many times. And
put it on the chips.
Yeah, you can put it on your fish and chips. When you're finished, it'll be very rusty. So people, that's how you take a door skin out. Kyle can take that home and put it in vinegar and have fish and chips while he's doing that. All right. Spanky is at the beauty parlour, getting all spruced up to go to the USA, which, as I speak, is only 5 weeks away. The other thing I want to show you is, if you haven't already seen them, we can't get any Goat Shed signs at the moment, but we have a special treat for you. We have Goat Shed fridge magnets. They're available $5 each from the Goat Shed, plus postage to anywhere in the world. We don't know how much postage is yet. I've got to find out. Keep track of our Facebook page to be aware of that. I hope to get to the post office today, because we've already sold about 24 of them or something like that. Okay, so what did you think of that, Kyle? How to take a motorboard out? What did you...
Look, I'm enjoying every second I am working on my machine. So
very, very good.
I'm picking up lots. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's lots more to learn. But we hope our viewers find this informative as well, and that's what we said. We're doing this one-on-one training with Kyle at the moment, and we're converting those into videos to help all you good viewers. So, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and this has been another Goat Shed presentation.